And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is the Rugged Collection. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's M-U-R-D-Y, creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us to keep up to date with our daily photos and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website, or get a blank one on Amazon Prime. All right, so this new process that has been evolving over the last couple of months is eye-opening, to say the least. You know, it's true that things never quite go my way, and things are always harder than they should be, and they take longer, and it's difficult to plan for that, right? This is the one kind of this is the dark side of the rule of pi. Even if you know the rule of pi exists, it's very difficult to plan for it. So, for us, we have been doing our cutting in-house now, and that was a new change, and it was done strategically to ensure that we could get the best quality out of our leather, the most yield out of our leather, and it was designed specifically for us to allow us to do some more, I would say, specific accounting work to be able to analyze the cost of each item. Because up until this point, it's not necessarily been guesswork. That's the wrong way to look at it. But it's been a lot of estimation and a lot of rough estimation. So this new process of bringing cutting in-house will allow us to have a much, much finer control over a lot of aspects. However, I am learning as I am doing some of this cutting process that it is trickier and more complicated than it seems. And the reality of leather is that it is not this perfect uniform item. Now, there's a lot of aspects that go into leather grading and leather quality. Obviously, you've got things like thickness, color properties, the temper, the texture, all of those things. For the most part, because of the way we do our leather, the way we work with the tannery directly, we are consistent across the board on those things almost perfectly. The issue for us comes into the play of the fact that cows live lives outdoors, and that means that there's bug bites, scratch marks, stretch marks. It's a natural material. I have been playing around with the idea, and I don't know if we're going to launch it yet. I'm fairly confident we're going to launch it, and probably sooner rather than later. But I've been playing around with the idea of developing what we're going to call, I think, a rugged collection. These are pieces that are not, I guess, they're not wrong. There's nothing wrong with them. They are beautiful in their own right, but they're not the classic, perfect, uniform, everything is exactly the same way you'd want it to be. I actually have a sample right here. But I can show you. I didn't actually plan on doing this, so that's why. But you can see how, if you're looking in the videos, the leather has kind of a unique stretching to it. If you're just listening, it's not going to be very visually appealing. To describe it, the leather itself has the natural stretch marks of the cow in the leather piece. Now, what this I think truly means is that they don't look perfect, but they also don't look bad. They look very unique and very rugged. I think that's the best way to say it. Now, we had a long conversation. I think it was about an hour and a half with the whole team sitting around a bunch of hides of leather, trying to decide what's the best way to do this, right? First of all, the challenge comes into play internally, which is how do we develop a standard for how to grade leather, right? How do we bring on new people who've never done this before, show them 18 different hides with various aspects to each hide, and have them learn and know what is what and how to cut things. That's a whole art, and it is becoming a very complicated art. Now, there's nothing wrong with it being a complicated art. It should be difficult. It should not be easy. That being said, for anybody who's ever run a business or knows, anytime you have a complicated job, it becomes difficult to find people who are good at it, and becomes very critical that the retention is there, which sometimes the retention is even your fault. Sometimes people leave for no reason or reasons that are out of your control. So we've, in many ways, tried to limit the really, really complicated, difficult tasks to a minimum at the company so we can focus on ensuring that we won't have interruptions in our production flow because people leave. Not that we've ever had anybody, I think, voluntarily leave in that regard. But one of the issues with this is, we argued amongst ourselves for an hour about what constitutes the rugged collection, what particular parts of the collection make up the rugged collection, and should we have the rugged collection be cheaper, or should we have the rugged collection be kind of the core line and we charge a premium for the stuff that's perfect? It went back and forth, round and round, and the short answer is we're going to keep the core line the way it is. We're not going to change the price. It's going to be what it's always been. However, I don't plan on having the rugged collection be cheaper because it's not worse quality. It's just different. It's just a character piece. And I think people who can appreciate the character of this leather are going to really understand that it's not a lower quality. It's not lower value. It's just different. And they're going to be really interesting and really unique pieces because there's been a lot of these hides that I have personally worked with and ones that the team has worked with as well, where there are these whole sections of the cow, and it actually comes from a very specific part of the hide. It's around the neck. And that particular part of the cow, because of the way that the cow grows, because of the way that the skin is there, is normally good quality leather, but it has this marbling is the only way I can kind of describe it to it. It's got this marbling effect, and it's beautiful, but if you are used to seeing the leather that we normally sell, which is flawless and it's perfect and it's pristine, it's going to look bad. If you're not used to that particular perfection and you're looking for something that's more unique and beautiful, the marbled collection, which is going to be our rugged collection, the marbling in that is spectacular. It's very beautiful. This is one of many techniques and tools we are trying to do internally to make it so that we can have more usage of the hides. Because overall, the thing I am discovering through this process is that we are underpricing our goods, technically. It's more complicated than that because we're not really underpricing our goods if we can get more yield out of the hides, right? So if we can take a hide and rather than getting just arbitrarily 10 things out of it, we can get 12 things out of it. The price per item goes down drastically. And that can be really critical. Now for us, we have been doing a lot of monocutting, which I've called it. And monocutting is when you cut one type of thing out of the hide. Just you take a hide, you lay it out, and you cut 6 or 10 or 12 of the same thing. Now, the problem with monocutting is that it doesn't really take advantage of the full hide because there's areas of the hide that'd be better suited for smaller items or different things. But the problem is we've been dealing with so many bulk orders the last little bit here, and we've been so far behind that we've had to do monocutting just to keep up. With the shift away from monocutting into a more mixed bag of cutting, I think we're going to end up having a better yield overall. But on top of that, this kind of stuff will allow us to get I think we're going to be able to get probably one good rugged piece out of each hide. So that will essentially increase the yield of the hide by 1 every single time. Maybe 2 if we're cutting small things. But that will allow us, I think, to have much better yields, and it'll lower the per unit price. Because if you think about it, if you get, let's just arbitrarily say you get 10 things out of a $150 hide. That means they're $15 a piece. But if you get 15 things out of that same hide, now they're $10 a piece, right? So you can see how it changes and it shifts. Now, with leather, it's very different than those numbers, unfortunately. And with leather, it's a very complicated process because it's more about statistics. And this is where volume actually matters. Because when we talk about how do you do this, the larger your volumes are, the better your data can become. Because this is a very serious human artist activity, right? It requires a human eye and someone who's got a very good sense of artistic expression to be able to properly cut the roughs. And we are going to track all of those. Each and every hide will get tracked and graded as a hide. And then each of the pieces that get cut out of it will get tracked and graded individually. It's a process that's very complicated, but it should yield data that allows us to much better understand what we're actually getting from the tannery. Because at this point, we've just been guessing. It's just been shooting in the dark and hoping for the best. And like we've talked about in the past, that's not the way the company should be run in the long term. We should be able to have better metrics. We should be able to organize ourselves so we can make better decisions about launching new product lines like the Rugged Collection to take advantage of parts of the leather that we've otherwise been unable to take advantage of. I'm excited for it. We've got a lot of people who ask about this kind of stuff. I was talking with Melinda, our customer service person, recently, and she was talking about how we get a lot of questions, a lot of people who ask, can I get something with, some scratches? Can I get something with barbed wire? Can I get something with brand, right? All of these things are complicated because it's difficult to express this. And this is one of the issues that I think is a big challenge for us marketing-wise is how do we advertise this? Do we have a separate section on the website that's just for the Rugged Collection? Do we advertise the Ruggeds as an option when you buy the core product line? How do we photograph it? Do we photograph? We can't photograph every piece. That'll get way too complicated. And a big part of our new process is that we won't really be cutting the piece until you order it, right? So we'll keep big sections of the hide that would be good for the Rugged Collection as big sections of a hide, and we'll just set them in a stack. So it won't be like there's something on the shelf to pull from. So there won't be photos ahead of time. So then we have to say, okay, well, do we photograph just a couple of good representative samples? Well, the whole point of this collection is that they're going to be unique each time. They're going to be very different. How do we explain the difference between the Rugged Collection and the Imperfects collection? Right? Because there is a difference. The Imperfects collection has something that's truly an imperfection in it, right? The outside edges of it are going to be the same, but it's got something that would be classified as an imperfection. Whereas the Rugged Collection is intentionally different. It's intentionally marbled. It's intentionally got scratches or stuff in it. It's not really an imperfect. So this is where it gets tricky and it gets complicated. And I don't exactly know all the answers yet. We'll evolve this. If you've got ideas about how we can better advertise this or areas that you think this could be better fit in or a better name, anything like that, feel free to leave it in the comments below on YouTube, or you can send us an email directly. It's evolving, as all of these things always are. So any information, any input would be helpful. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in on Thursday for our next topic, and it's going to be a good one. I'm very confident that this next one will be good. Don't forget to check that subscribe button below to be sure to get the latest podcast right away. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal, folio, or accessory, please feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at Murdy Creative Co, or you can contact us via Instagram and Facebook. You can text, email, call, direct message. All the usuals. We'll do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. We do appreciate your patience, however. If you want to give us a phone call, it's 414-434-9001. You can actually text that number as well. So you can call or text from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. That is 414-434-9001. If you don't get a hold of us either during hours or after hours, please feel free to leave us a message. We'll do our best to get back to you as soon as we possibly can. If you think we deserve it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow our new community. Both a review on whatever podcast app you're listening on, but also a review on the product itself. If you want to go read our reviews or leave a review, go to murdycreative.co/reviews. You can read all of our amazing 5-star reviews there. There's a button if you want to leave a good review that you click that'll take you to facebook.com/murdycreative.co/reviews. When you get there, you click on the Do You Recommend the Murdy Creative Company? You click yes, and then you write out all of your wonderful things you have to say about us. We will read them. We do read them. We love them. They go up on the wall. I read them out loud to the team oftentimes. So definitely that means the world to us. If for whatever reason you leave us bad feedback, there's another button there. It says get directly in contact with us. If you use that link, that'll get you in contact with our customer service team in a heightened way, in a higher priority way. And that will allow us to work on correcting and fixing whatever the problem was. It is important to me that everyone has a good experience with the Murdy Creative Company. It's really important to me. So reach out to us, please, before you leave a bad review. Give us an opportunity to make it right, whatever it is, we will. If you wanted to share the company a little bit, word of mouth is the best form of advertising. It always has been, always will be. If you want to share the company, go to the bottom left-hand corner of our website. You click on the rewards button there. You log in, and then you get 5% back on every purchase you make as in-store credit, but there's also a shareable link at the bottom of that. When you click on that shareable link and you give it to your friends and family, they get $5 off their first purchase, and you get $5 of in-store credit, which is really nice. So go check that out if you're interested. It really does help us. If you have any podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always happy to talk about anything I can, and we really do want to share. So come up with, comment below if you're watching on YouTube, or send us an email, and we'll definitely reach out and talk about it if we can. If you're looking for multiple binders, journals, folios, anything we sell, for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, we have bulk discounts available. They are built into the cart right now. So if you just want to go mix and match, it's just based off the total cart quantity. You go add everything you want to your cart. It should automatically apply that bulk discount. However, if you're trying to strategize and you're saying, well, I don't exactly know the perfect quantity I need a lot. So you can reach out to us and we'll be able to communicate those bulk discounts and kind of help work with you on those things. So you can send us an email, sales@murdycreative.co. Alternatively, or also including if you want a custom order, we have no minimum bulk order quantity or no minimum order custom quantities and no setup fees. It's a simple flat fee, normally $15. It can be a little bit more than that depending on the size and complexity of the design, but it's normally $15 and you can just get one, right? So we have no minimum order quantities, no setup fees. If you are, however, looking at getting a bulk quantity, that $15 fee is actually pre-discount. So if you're going to get 20 or 30 or 100 things with your custom logo on it, it could actually be a lot less than that $15. So definitely reach out to us if you're interested in getting something custom made. You can go read all about the process, what you need to supply us, all of the details that we need on our website under the specialty tab. There's bulk/custom. You can click on that, then look at all the details there. Otherwise, you can just send an email, sales@murdycreative.co. That's sales@murdycreative.co. You can send us an email there, and we'll be able to talk you through the process and get all of the things squared away, and then send you your free mockup and your custom order link that you can use to purchase. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.